here with the lovely and talented Eve Lobyanki. Again, pardon me for butchering your last name. She's a quarter finalist in the third annual Her Vision Film Festival for her wonderful film Loitering with Intent 1. Um, thank you, Eve, for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Let's start by your background. Um, you were saying earlier you're from Hungary. What brought you to America? Was it for your filmmaking career? Um,
Yes, of course, I'm not the only one, right? Yes. I started to study film in Hungary, and I decided that I'm going to pursue this career. And of course, this is the hotbed, Los Angeles. So I came to America in 2006. I went to different parts of the country. I also lived in New York, beautiful city. And eventually I moved to Los Angeles, and that's where I do my work right now. And I keep continue working on the Loitering with Intent. So I make a mini series out of it, and hopefully they're gonna get more recognition.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's an interesting angle. A docu-series. How did you find your first subject? I thought it was very interesting. Well done. I liked how you built suspense with one of her suitors as well. So yes, please.
Ildy Lee is the participant in the first part of the Loitering with Intent. She is also Hungarian. I'm sure you remember she mentioned it. So to be honest with you, I kind of reach out to the Hungarian community here in Los Angeles, and that's how we get in touch. That was actually a few years ago. And then when it came up to this idea to let's make biographical documentaries, I was thinking that her life is quite extraordinary. She's one of those people who actually had the chance to live through multicultural lives, in different decades, and not just observe that, but actually participate in those uh, um, lives in different territories of the around the world. So I think that's quite extraordinary. And so I decided to invite her, and she was more than happy to come and talk about her life.
Fabulous. Yes. What the whole series, the whole segment reminded me of was Midnight in Paris. You hit it. You said, multi cultural and actually participating in these decades that, now are just so storied and we can only dream of, you
Yeah,
know.
pretty much. She lived through a different life, and she did her best. She was and still active, actually. She is a songwriter, actress, and as far as I know, she just sent me a message that she's getting an audition. So she's already in the contest of the America Got Talent. So she's going
Oh,
for that. So she's keep
yay.
doing her job even at her elderly age, which is pretty amazing.
That is, yeah, no, that is, and it's so, yeah, it was just so fascinating. I love that she's Hungarian, that she got a chance to meet Dolly, that Dolly got a chance to meet her, I should say, because she's pretty extraordinary. Yeah, no, and just like really what you captured again, it just feels to me like Midnight in Paris, being able to touch these, romanticized decades gone by and really the way you framed it and the way she's portraying it, you really get a sense of what it was like.
In her entire life, she has done so much as an artist. So it took me at least a month to go through on her all of her artwork, all her music performances, and I was thinking, this is a lot. So I just want to highlight that what I think her forte is, and
Mhm.
that would be singing. So that's how I build up this short film. That I think that's the best what she does, singing, and she has an extraordinarily strong voice on stage. So that's where I gave a little taste of her performance on stage, so the audience can see that. Oh my gosh, they're going to hopefully they're going to see that she is really has a charisma on the stage with a very strong voice. So that's what really captured me. That okay, I'm gonna build up the story around that, because you just can't go all the ways what she's been doing, because might be just overwhelming. But if I'm coming from the core that she's an actress who's actually singing, that might be easier to understand where she's coming from, what's her purpose, and she's still rocking it, which is amazing. So that was the idea around the film, that I'm going to build it up based on her voice.
Wow. Yeah, no, just I can't say enough good things about it. I loved your perspective on her. She really shines through. How long did the project take to come together? Shot, writing, editing?
Well,
How
it wasn't really that long, to be honest. It took the most time to actually kind of digest her work, what she's been doing for several decades. That was the bigger part of it. And then, honestly, we shot it in a day, and I edited it in like 2 weeks' time.
wow,
So,
brava.
yeah. So, it wasn't really taking that much time that you might think of it. It was really just to better understand her work. That was really what I had to focus on, catch the right angle to introduce her to the audience. And the rest of it is just really came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's the best production is the pre-production and knowing what you want and yes.
Yeah, the creative work. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The first meeting is just as important as the last, but yeah, everything comes together in between. No, that's fabulous. And you say this is one in a series. Do you have your next subject lined up
Yes.
yet?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I shot the second part, and it's about a young man. It's a different kind of profession what I'm exploring in the documentary. Straightforward, he's a sex worker and a go-go dancer in West Hollywood, and he gave me a peek into his life. So I took an advantage on that and shot it and kind of torture him in the interview chair, and followed him in his to his work and see what he's been doing, how he's been doing that. And he was very open about everything, and very much willing to share with the people that what is this business, what he's doing. And honestly, behind that piece of documentary was the idea to hopefully break this sort of mystery behind this profession. So hopefully will work out. As soon as I get some reviews, I will know if it's working or not. But it was a very lecturing and quite an experience to shoot with this young man.
It sounds like it. It sounds like you had a big task at hand to demystify sex workers and yeah, I applaud you. That's not an easy feat.
Yeah.
Um, you also brought up an interesting point as soon as you get some reviews, because I know, like, as filmmakers, we could get like, oh, only I can see it until it's perfect. So, but you seem to have an openness. So you'll sit down, like, once you've edited it a few times or you put together your first edit, you'll show it to colleagues, friends to
Uh,
get their
I like
feedback?
to, yes, you're right. I like to test my movies. That's true. Yes, I do like to share with a few professional filmmakers. I like to share it with a few friends as well, who are know they are brutally honest,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're gonna tell me, hey, this is not good because of this and this, or they're gonna say that, okay, I enjoy that, or you get my attention, whatever is that, but I get a feedback, and that's very important to me because that's how I can make corrections and hopefully grow from there. So it is important very much.
Yeah, yeah, I know sometimes it's a difficult step to take and you might be, feeling like, oh, well, it's just a different opinion. It's got to be what I see. But yeah, I think there's as you said, a point for growth to spring from getting, you know, opinions on your work, definitely.
That's very important, yes. And you're saying that it has to be what I see. Of course, the goal is to get through the message, what you want to send to your audience. And if you reach that, that's fantastic. But sometimes it can be a little bit off.
Mhm.
So that's part of learning, not just filmmaking, but should I say, the way of communicating.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a part of a lot of things. It's not that simple, especially speaking of documentary. Every time when we go out with my small crew to shoot, I'm working on another one right now, so it's always busy. But every time we go out, honestly, I never know what I run into. It can be a surprise, you know? So I
Mhm.
really have to fly with it. What I uh, get in on that day, who I'm going to talk to, maybe something completely unexpected happens, and we just have to do our best to react to that action, to capture the moment. We never know because it's a documentary. Yes, of course, we have a script, we have ideas, but you just don't know. That's why it's a documentary. So
Right.
you're open for things and you just observe what's really happening. So I'm kind of hoping that with the documentaries where I'm making, I can get back a piece of reality, you know, and it's not something that is just, oh, we made this is the good idea what I'm going to share with you guys. Yes, but that's the real life. Like Ildy Lee, she's real. She's done all that. She met with all kinds of cultural icons. She's still active. She knows what she's doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
She is not world famous, but she does her job in her life. And I think that's pretty amazing.
Oh, yes, no, immensely. I was, like I said, like floored, like you see one shot is of Salvador Dali, another of Bridget Bardot. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can, you gave us a great window on what she's been through,
yeah, yeah.
and who she's mingled with. So your heart is more in documentaries. Would you ever do, have you done narratives?
I do enjoy very much narratives. I appreciate for the art what professional filmmakers put into it is just amazing. Me personally, I'm walking on planet Earth. So, I like to share what's reality. I like to be straightforward with messages, and find um, interesting topics or find those kind of topics that might be forgotten just because of the time, or, just explore something that maybe it's exciting enough for the audience to put their head into it and say that, hey, I want to know more about this. And if I reach that point, I'm already happy.
Yeah, I was wondering, what's it like in Hungary to be a filmmaker? I mean, I know you came here. I know obviously the industry's in LA, but just to give people, an idea, like what's it like? Is it harder? Are there government grants? is there.
Okay.
Um,
I hear you on that one. Appreciate for the question because it's important to share with the audience. I haven't been back in Hungary since I left. There are several reasons for it, but probably I have a different way of thinking about filmmaking. And that's something, but it's very difficult to do over there at this moment. I hear from friends who are in the business that they do get government grants, and the problem with that, it's yes, of course, it's great. They can create. The problem that at this moment today in Hungary, there's a soft dictatorship is going on. So everything, the culture is about their specific IDs and what they want to project on the people of Hungary.
wow.
So that's not freedom, that's not creativity. That's just be giving you work, be happy, and that's it. So no, I rather be here and be creative and do my job.
Indeed, indeed. That's
So it's
awesome.
different. Yeah, it's a different part of the world, and that is just a reality. Yes. So I appreciate for the freedom what I have here. That's very important.
Yes, thank God. Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know that. I'm not, very political. I just wanted to see,
Sure.
what the atmosphere might be like over there,
At the moment,
for
that's what's going
creatives.
on. Yeah, at the moment, that's what's going on. It's a big oppression. Yes.
Wow. Ah, I hope democracy spreads, or
Right.
um, whatever best governance or,
Something better for the
yes,
generation for sure. Yes.
exactly. Exactly. Okay, Eve, I want to thank you for your time. If you have anything else to add, please feel free.
No, I think you get the great questions, and thank you very much for the invitation. And I will shoot you maybe a few more steals if that's what you're looking for. And anything happens, let me know.
Thank you. Yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you very much
Thank,
for your time. Thank you,
thank
Katrina.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. My
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you for such a beautiful film.
Thank you, dear. Bye bye bye.
Thank you.